Witness, we understand that as you're continuing to work to get more information from your sources, that possibly now 7 people confirmed dead, one of those being the shooter from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, correct? I think we might have lost her in the process there. As we continue to look at video now, still coming into our newsroom, I believe this is new video, new raw video that's come into the newsroom on the scene there of police officers still gathered, as well as emergency crews. And many people who were inside of the gym, quite possibly still in the parking lot tonight, because as I can imagine, a lot of their stuff, including their keys and personal belongings, are locked up in the locker room. And so, you know, of course, if you go scrambling out in panic, you're not thinking to grab the keys. And now that the scene has been secured for police to investigate, people are still outside the parking lot waiting to get in, perhaps to get their personal belongings.
And that's the scene I was talking about. This is the video that we had earlier. You know, police escorting a family walking across right there. That was a Green Tree police officer's car that was there. So that shows you the wide range of area police agencies that responded to this scene. Now, we have been talking with more witnesses. Again, you're looking live from Chopper 11 of that scene, but we've talked with more witnesses there on the ground from Gordon Lesh. Let's go to one of those interviews now and remind you these are raw interviews, which mean they're coming straight
on like a racquetball wall, perhaps with their racquetball racket. I don't know, it seemed like maybe weights could have fallen. Never in a million years would have thought it would have been somebody shooting, but you saw people on the treadmills, like one by one everybody was going down, and everybody's like, hit the floor, and then it seemed like it was maybe about a couple minutes, it seemed like, but it probably was less than that, everybody was down, and then eventually just made it to like the exit and went downstairs, and there was 4 people shot at least outside that we tried to help.
So you were upstairs, but the shots were happening downstairs?
Downstairs, and what people were saying was the aerobics room, yeah, where everybody was trapped in there.
And we heard something about the lights being turned off.
Somebody said that they heard the gunman shot the lights out, so which made it so difficult for them to evacuate.
How many shots do you think you heard?
Probably 30 to 40, maybe more.
So everybody's upstairs, first they hit the floor, and then everybody starts making their way to the exit?
Right, after it seemed like it died down a bit, but after there were a bunch of shots all at once, and then it seemed like at random you would hear one shot here, one shot there, so you really never knew when it was safe to leave, but you know, just with a whole group, you know, we just tried to make our way down.
And where did you see these people that were hit?
Around back of the building. Once we got outside, there were at least 4 that were in need of medical attention.
They were outside?
Yes, shot.
How did they look? I mean, they were obviously hit.
The one girl was really bad off. You could tell she was in and out of consciousness, and the others were trying to hang in the best they could, and they knew they were shot. You know, people tried to give them emotional support and prayers, and you know, they seemed like they got into the ambulances, you know, the best they could. And hopefully they're getting the treatment that they need.
And at that point, you still didn't know where this gunman was?
No. We just knew that there wasn't any more shots, but we didn't, you know, had no idea, didn't have any idea of the whereabouts.
What's going through your mind through all of this?
Surreal. Absolutely surreal. It was just pandemonium. Never...
All right, that was a raw interview, as we call it. It means it was an interview that was done at the scene. We did not edit it down like most interviews are done. We wanted you to hear the full extent of what witnesses are telling us that we're getting there from the scene. That was Gordon Lesh reporting and talking with that witness there, describing the scene. What you're seeing right now is our Chopper 11 live over the scene, still giving you the bird's eye view of that shopping center and all the activity that is still taking place down there right now. As Chopper 11 is zooming in, this investigation has now been taken over by the Allegheny County Police, and you can see their command center and crime scene investigation unit there on the scene as they continue to look into this situation.
We've been talking with witnesses all this evening, and earlier this evening Renee Kaminsky talked with a woman who would have been in this Latin Impact class that is scheduled every Tuesday evening from 8 to 9 at the LA Fitness in Bridgeville, and she apparently talked with someone who was in the class when the shooting happened. That person describing the scene, talking about the shooter coming in, turning the lights off, putting a duffel bag on the floor and then firing up to some 30 shots, wounding several people and obviously killing more than 4, we're being told this evening. But she talked about the fact that she wasn't there this evening, and it's normally a very crowded room, a number of people wanting to be in the room for the Latin Impact, and so the injuries at this point, we understand, are quite possibly more than 9. Tamika Artist working to confirm some information that she got that quite possibly now we've gone from 4 to 7 people dead, one of them being the shooter from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.